and relax. This is TOFOP. I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Will Anderson. Hello, and thank you for watching.
I want to ask you a question.
Oh, okay.
You're good at sort of. This is not a hypothetical because this is a real life situation. Yeah. But how would you handle this?
Okay,
I went to a friend's 40th a little while back.
Mm-hmm.
Great party, a lot of fun. Joint 40th, I believe. So there's a lot of people that I had met, and some people were new. But there was a DJ at this party who I was like, that's an interesting little, like his affectation was he had a sax. And so he'd play some songs and occasionally he'd like noodle over the top of the saxophone. Ba, 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 ba.
That's a thing that I have seen before.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So maybe.
And isn't that like a Timmy Trumpet thing as well? Isn't
that
what Timmy Trumpet does? Does Timmy Trumpet do that? I've heard of Timmy Trumpet, and I've always imagined that Timmy Trumpet was a DJ that plays a trumpet, but it might not be.
Look, let's assume that that's what Timmy Trumpet does. Yes, he was a Timmy Trumpet type.
Semi-sax.
Semi-sax. What about sax and sax?
I wonder if sax on the tracks.
Yeah, sax tracks.
Sax tracks. Wax.
Sax on the
wax
beach.
Tracks.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
sax education.
All right. So I've seen a saxophone player like at DJ before. I wonder if it is the same one, or is this a thing that a lot of people are doing? Are there a bunch of saxophonists out there who have suddenly got some decks as well because they realize that the saxophone isn't getting as much coverage in popular music as it used to, or something?
Well, it's interesting you should say that, because after a while, I was like, the music is a bit underwhelming. And then I realized, he's choosing to play songs
that he can play saxophone
with. Not that necessarily they are songs with saxophone,
No.
but songs that he feels comfortable noodling over the top of his saxophone.
Yeah.
So I think it's sort of, the party been going for a couple of hours, and, the longer a party goes, the more people want to dance, and, they want to hear some songs that, like some bangers that everyone knows. Put on some Beyonce or whatever. But this guy flat out refused.
Oh.
And so it's a private party at a private residence in Sydney. Because my friend who I did know, who was one of the joint party throwers, I said to her, what's going on with the music? And she's like, I've asked him to play, Beyonce. And he said no. And I was like, but you're paying him to be here, right? Like, and she said, yeah. And I'm like, well, isn't he obligated to? So when you do a corporate gig, right?
Yeah.
And they say to you, hey, we'd prefer you didn't talk about this, that, or the other, or don't do any political stuff, or don't do any of this stuff. You are obliged, because they're signing your check, to follow the directives, right? Do you just go, fuck it, I'm Will Anderson, I'll say what I like?
Yeah, that's how I open my set. People are like,
I'm Will Anderson. You just walk around the first 10 minutes.
And I'll say what I fucking like. And
you can't stop me, and you can't stop me.
We're not trying to stop you. We want you to start. That's actually what we're...
Shut up. You can't tell me to start, because I'm Will Anderson. Will Anderson. Will Anderson.
Holding the Stanley Cups while you're doing it.
Two Stanley Cups, one in each hand, pouring water over my head. Just
I'm a comedy god.
Don't tell me what to do. If they were to book me, normally they will say, we'll ask, is there language restrictions? Is there topics that you can't talk about? And you would agree to that one way or the other beforehand.
Okay.
So I would not necessarily love if somebody said, hey, could you... I mean, it would depend what it is. But if somebody said, hey, like, these jokes are going fine, but could you...
do something funny?
Yeah. It would... I guess when I used to mobile DJ, like wedding DJ...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They would basically send out a list, like it was like a big book, and you would just say, if there were songs you either really loved or songs that you absolutely loathed and you didn't want played, and then they would leave some sort of creativity to you. The idea, I guess, being, why get a DJ if you just want to play your favorite songs, just like plug your iPod into the speakers and then just have a dance.
Yeah.
Like, why do you have a DJ if you're not going to let the DJ be
Well, I think
creative and be a DJ?
Yeah, I understand that, but I also think that you're paying someone. I guess it's buyer beware a little bit, isn't it? Like you should do your research and go, are you a DJ who takes requests?
That's right. I do think there is an element of don't assume that everybody will be doing the same things.
Yeah.
And I don't think that you can necessarily, like, I mean, if I'm a wedding DJ,
Yeah.
I was happy if they said, could you play Single Ladies by Beyonce? I'd be like, absolutely.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to hear,
But
I'll play it.
I mean, I think that's sort of part of.
But I don't have my saxophone there.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, I could
I could learn to play some stuff on my Stanley Cup.
Like, we're mates with Johnny McKay.
Put a little whistle in my straw, and I could
Johnny McKay's a DJ, Fascinator, and
Lord Fascinator.
Lord Fascinator.
Use his official title.
Apologise, but he doesn't take requests, and I get that because he will design a set like he's got.
That's right.
But he's not. He's creating, like, for lack of a better term, like a soundscape. Like he's got an idea, and we're going to start here and move into here, and so.
But Lord Saxonator,
you come up and have I ever told you about my Ace of Base gag with him?
No.
So years ago, he was DJing a gig in Sydney, and he said, "Oh, if you're nearby, drop in." So I went, and I'd been on like a friend's, I think engagement party. So I was a tiny bit drunk when I arrived, and he was DJing, and I thought it'd be funny to go because I know he doesn't take requests. Yeah. I'd go up and make a request, and I'd request Ace of Base.
All that she wants is another baby. Is
That's
that what
right,
you wanted?
yes.
Yeah,
And so I did that, and he just laughed and waved me off. And then I was like, I'm going to do it again. So,
excuse me, mate. Were you doing it like as if you knew him or not knew him?
As if I didn't know him.
Like,
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Hey, do you get any Ace of Base?
Ace of Base?
Yeah, all that she wants, the sign. I'll even take the sign.
Oh, really?
And then, like, after the third time, he was like, okay. And then I was like, I'm going to send him a text.
Could you please play
Please play
the sign by Ace
right.
of Base?
So I think he's even staying with us. We came to visit, and he was telling Jim, like, it was not funny. Like,
I mean,
wasn't funny the first time.
He's wrong. That is absolutely hilarious.
That was 6 years ago, Will. At least I'd say half a dozen times a year, I'll send him a request for Ace of Base. And I get more creative with how I do it. Like I was in a waiting room and I heard Ace of Base playing. And so I record it on my phone. I just sent him the Ace of Base to the point now where it's like a joke gets so annoying that I think eventually it will come around. I think he's started to he has some affection for it now because I've been so committed to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
That's are those your drums? It's like,
Next time,
can you play Ace of Base?
Next time I see him, I'm going to bring it up.
Oh, please do. It would be so funny. Apropos of nothing, just do it. But so this DJ was not, and people, like the girls especially, were wanting to dance. And I actually think like half of them there were dancers.
It's not your party, DJ.
Yeah,
is
that's
what
right.
I would say.
Yeah.
You're getting in the way of the fun. If you think you are not the right person for a night like this, then you've got to point that out at the start when you're being engaged to be part of it, right?
But also when you get the fifth or sixth request, like doesn't part of you go, look, I know I'm an artist and I'm here to play my sax and my gift is my sax and I'm just I want to give it to the world. But clearly these people...
Did he play Careless Whisper?
No.
Like most famous.
No Baker Street, like none of the classics. Like there's so many sax songs you could play, but no, it was weird, but they weren't. It's the equivalent of like, back when people had DVDs, you'd go to someone's house and you're like, when some people would have DVDs and they're neither classics nor like, they're just very mediocre average films. It's like, why have you got like Eddie Murphy's Daddy Daycare on DVD? Like that was all the songs. All these like middling, I think I vaguely remember. None of them were big hits or anything, but it was clearly songs that you could grab your sax and do a little bit of saxing over as well. It was just, by the end of it, like, because I became obsessed with, like, that became my focus of the night. Is the sax guy. Like, is he going to fucking relent?
How old was he?
Probably like late 20s.
Yeah, okay.
But a real performer. Like he wouldn't just play the sax. He was a bit like the shirtless guy in Lost Boys. He'd come out and like dance with the sax and do like
Did he do tequila?
Oh yeah.
No, that's the thing.
No
classic,
but no
sax
classic,
songs,
no classic.
generic.
What about
pop.
yakety sax?
know. That was the thing, because your mind would go, oh, of
yeah.
course. Like, and I would have probably accepted that. Oh, you're the sax guy.
Do a sax set.
No, but it was more
People
like,
want to hear those.
what was one of the
Secrets of his sex.
Call me Mr. Mama, call me Mr. Vane.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was one of the songs he played sax over. And it's like, why that song? Because
Really?
It's like if the song suits the key.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
that's
easy
or
for him
maybe
to
that's
play
it.
it.
That's all it would
It's on
be.
the
It's
key
got
and
like
it's-
one particular key, and he's like, I can only play sax in this key, so the
C
songs
flat,
have
I
to
got
be in this key.
Actually, I just remembered the listener Christmas party entertainment is always a sax guy and DJ.
Oh,
And
Yes,
it's the
I bet
same
it's the same
thing.
guy.
It's the
Oh,
same-
right.
And he gets up on like the shoulders, like the big crescendo is gets on the shoulders of someone and
I
plays.
think I remember something like that happening at the end. I do
yeah.
remember. Maybe it's
I
this
mean,
guy.
I reckon it would. I mean,
Can you just
how many
Google
can there
sax
be?
DJ?
I've
Yeah.
Googled it. There's like 50.
Oh, okay, great.
Oh, there's a heap.
This is
Is
a
there?
phenomenon.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is
I
a
was-
thing.
Okay.
Yeah, Sax DJ forums where they do tricks of like the best way to play your
No.
sax or something.
Is that true? There are sax DJ forums?
No, I just
Oh,
wish-
okay.
I imagine there would be.
I'm sure there would be.
I mean, it's
mate.
it's obviously like a specialist field. Like there are there's a group of guys up near Byron. I think they're called the Versace Boys. They're a duo, and they DJ and they play horns, different like trumpets and similar thing, but they play like fun, different kind of music.
Yes.
It's not the stuff all in the same key. That is just like very generic. Like it was just nothing was. It also felt like nothing was after 2005 too. It seemed like a very specific period of music, 1995 to 2005. It was a weird experience, but I just couldn't get past the fact that this guy was receiving multiple requests from the people who were paying him to be there, and he just ignored it.
Just said, nah,
Yes.
not what I do, mate.
Yeah.
All these songs are from 10-year period in the one key.
I mean, I think I remember Johnny quite proudly telling me he was DJing a bar in New York, and I think like David Beckham's entourage were there or something like that. And David Beckham's PA came up and said, "Hey, could you be on? David would like to hear blah blah blah." And Johnny was very proud of the fact that he said, "No,
no.
I don't care." So I don't do that. I don't take requests.
Yeah.
But
But also, David Beckham hadn't booked him for a party.
yes, exactly. Like these people are paying your wage. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just too easy to sell out, or I'm too. But I just feel like you should.
I think there has been a problem in communicating, and like because we don't know, right? There may have been originally he goes, "This is what I do, and this is only what I do, and I don't do this," and then the people who've put on the party have made the mistake of booking the wrong person. Feels like to me that at some stage you could put the sax away.
Yeah.
You don't have to. If like the people who are running the party,
One for you, one for
say,
me.
yeah, yes,
Yeah.
right. Big Hollywood blockbuster indie film. Like you can play your sax every second track.
Speaking of indie films, the trailer for The Rock's venture into indie serious acting, The Smashing Machine, has been released. Have you seen it?
I haven't.
You want to bring up the trailer while we're talking?
Okay.
So it looks great. Looks like and looks super indie. It's
the Smashing Machine. Do we know what it's?
based on a real life. In the early days of the UFC, there was a fighter called Mark Kerr, I believe, who went
Okay.
through drug addiction and all kinds of
Mhm.
obstacles. And so it looks like one of the Safdie brothers who did Uncut Gems is directing it. Looks A24 producing it. Looks like exactly what we thought The Rock should do, but he's fucked up. Our prescription for The Rock saving his career and turning this kind of bad press around, he'd made one good call with doing this indie film. But the other thing we said he should do was turn heel again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which he did, and everyone was on board with it last year, but he's
Yes.
fucked it up.
What do you
Have
mean?
you been following any of this stuff?
No.
Okay, right. So last year at WrestleMania, The Rock came back. There was the original main event was going to be between Roman Reigns, who's The Rock's cousin, and Cody Rhodes, who's this babyface, super popular, way
Okay.
over babyface, right? Then The Rock came in before that WrestleMania and was like, actually, I'm going to fight Roman Reigns. And he put Cody to the side. But through sheer kind of like public outrage, the fans of the WWE forced The Rock to have to kind of pull out of that match. And
Yeah,
it became,
I remember this. bit.
Right, okay. And that actually worked out really well. They pivoted on the spot.
Yeah.
and then it became
Seemed to work really well.
Cody wins the title, everyone's happy, The Rock gets to come back. There was a documentary released about it at the time in which
Was it a rockumentary?
it was a rockumentary because he in this rockumentary was like, oh yes, it was always part of the plan, and people at the time were like, that doesn't seem
feel
right because
right.
it feels like you were just changing things on the fly.
I'm playing 9-dimensional chess.
That's right. So the big story around this WrestleMania that just happened this year was that just before John Cena turned heel, John Cena, who's never been a heel,
Never.
Well, he was.
Wasn't he a bit of a heel at the start?
It was a bit of the Stone Cold thing where he was a heel, but people loved him being a heel, so they had no choice but to turn him babyface. But for the majority of his career, he's been very much this like white meat Superman, like dresses in colorful clothes. Kids love him. Grants make a wishes, all this kind of stuff. So anyway, it was a great kind of bit of promotion leading into WrestleMania because it's like, what's the biggest story ever? John Cena's doing his farewell tour, one more year of doing main events, and then he's going to retire from wrestling forever. The last pay-per-view before WrestleMania, The Rock turns him heel. And so they built in this storyline that The Rock is this like Machiavellian kind of, they call him the final boss. He's behind the scenes.
Okay.
Because he's actually
on the board,
the board at the WWE. So, the way it's set up is Cody Rhodes and John Cena are celebrating because John Cena's won the Royal Rumble and he's going to take on Cody Rhodes, two baby faces facing up at WrestleMania. But then The Rock comes out and he makes John Cena turn heel and kick Cody Rhodes in the balls. And it's like, whoa, But the crowd's super excited about this because it means WrestleMania, traditionally, when you get to the main event, that's when they pull out all the surprise appearances and, Stone Cold's come back and here's The Undertaker and blah, blah, blah. So leading into this, you've had The Rock turn John Cena heel, taking on Cody Rhodes. So when they're fighting, the whole time you're like, well, at some point The Rock's going to show up because he's the one who engineered this.
Yes.
And so it gets to the end of the match, you hear music, it's like, here comes The Rock. It's not The Rock. Travis Scott, the rapper, who the WWE have been paying to come out and, do appearances, he walks out. And they've set up a very sort of tangential link that he's like an underling of The Rock, but it's not.
Travis Scott, the rapper?
The rapper, yes, right?
Okay.
So he comes out to the ring.
Now, is Travis Scott the rapper? I mean, he's pretty big, right?
Yes, and that's why the WWE brought him in, obviously, for eyeballs. And he's a wrestling fan.
And he has a bit of a bad boy reputation because of some stuff that have happened at gigs that he has.
Okay.
So I do think there is, but what's his? Okay, go on.
Okay, well, look,
tell me.
The only relevance is that when John Cena turned heel under The Rock's instruction, Travis Scott was there, and he was part of the kind of turning John Cena heel.
Yeah, but he has no connection to John Cena in any way.
If The Rock is Galactus, then Travis Scott is the Silver Surfer. He's the herald for the main bad guy. So when he came out at WrestleMania, everyone's like, oh well, of course he's sauntering down the stage. That means The Rock's coming. The Rock never comes out. The match finishes. John Cena wins. He and Travis Scott celebrate. And so everyone was like, well, what the fuck was all that about? Why did you could have turned John Cena heel without The Rock.
Yeah.
So a lot of fans started grumbling about this online. And there's heaps of kind of podcasts dedicated to wrestling and stuff. And so people are like, well, that was fucking stupid. He injected himself into this. And then at the biggest showcase of wrestling, doesn't even make an appearance.
But is there a world in which he doesn't want to be overshadowing the rest of it at the biggest event?
Okay. So the day after WrestleMania, there's all this backlash. He does a big, long interview with Pat McAfee. And he sort of explains his position. He's like, well, once we sort of engineered the turn, I felt like I didn't want to. This is John's farewell tour. I didn't want to get in the way, so I
don't want to make it about me.
Don't want to make it about me. I want to put the focus on them. But if that's the case, if you really want to make it about John Cena, he didn't even need you in the first place. And so now people are starting to go, does The Rock actually know what he's doing? Because there is this question now. It's the WWE has basically been run by The Rock, his manager, Ari Emanuel, who used to run WME or something like that. Another guy called Nick Khan, who was part of the UFC, and then Triple H, who is the head of creative. But the rumors are that Triple H and The Rock are not getting along because in this interview with Pat McAfee, The Rock was saying, I would have done a few things different, if I had been planning or writing WrestleMania or whatever. So then the fans again and the podcasters and pundits all came out and were like, oh, that's fucking, like, why are you saying that? And this one guy in particular went particularly hard on The Rock. And The Rock, who's never done this before, responds personally to this guy on social media. And this is what's pissed off all the wrestling fans, is he's come out and said, look, wrestling's a work. The whole thing's a work. The whole thing's a manipulation. So, of course, this is going to happen. Just relax and enjoy it. Like, basically, shut the fuck up and enjoy the show. And so now, the wrestling community, who The Rock would have been like 2 years ago on the Mount Rushmore for wrestling fans, they all hate him now. They all think he's gone Hollywood. He's just corporate. It's him and his agent and his manager are now controlling wrestling. They've lost the sort of grassroots connection. So I don't know this idea of winning the public back, that he'd lost them. I think maybe he's lost a bit of grip on his connection to the public. Maybe he's just gotten too big,
You
too
get
successful.
too big and you don't know what people like or want anymore. I mean, that happens with almost everybody who becomes rich and famous. Like, there's very rarely rich and famous people that people go, oh, you know what? It really,
You stayed really grounded.
really just, actually, to be honest, they're better now.
Yeah.
There is eventually a level of fame, a level of branding, a level of recognition, and then combined with the fact that you're not just an actor playing parts, but also in this wrestling world, you've had different personas and people view you through different prisms. But also, as we know in wrestling, you have trained the entire, don't say that it's, like, everyone knows that it's pretend, but don't kind of say that it's pretend.
That's right. I mean, the thing is, everyone knows.
Yeah.
Wrestling
the whole
fans,
point is that you kind of buy
we're
into
buying
the
into
idea of it.
You don't need to tell us that it's fake, but
Yeah.
also like the idea that the people. I think what people are offended.
Just give
by,
us the presents at Christmas. Don't tell me that the guy with the beard handing them
Exactly.
to me isn't real.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's this condescending attitude to it. And the thing about The Rock too is he's built his entire brand off the fact of like the fans are what matters the most.
Yes.
Like that's
Right?
I've got 5 million bosses and they're all the the people who buy tickets to my movies and
But
blah,
even
blah,
like
blah.
if he'd just done I heard what you think, and it doesn't matter what you think.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
like
totally.
in character,
Yeah.
like if you are that frustrated with somebody and you feel the need to respond, firstly, the minute you respond, all is
You've lost.
That's what I would say to anyone. Don't respond.
Yeah.
Just don't respond.
But I
Just walk away and
But
don't
I
respond.
think the hard thing for someone like him is he's been beloved for 20-something years. He's
Yeah.
not used to being criticized. And so the criticism to him feels like, well, they're just not getting it.
yeah.
It's
But
like, oh, it's
everybody-
the children who are wrong.
But everybody gets criticized.
Yeah.
It's these people who think that somehow there is this world in which you could do anything
Hmm.
that would mean that everybody is happy. You can't. It is an absolutely impossible thing to do. It does not matter what.
It doesn't matter.
Hey, I would just like to say to The Rock, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, what about that? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Have you got the trailer?
Got it
Let's
right
check
here
it out.
somewhere.
Behind you.
Yep, here we go.
All right.
Probably looking at my eyes.
How did that happen?
Well, have you ever heard of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the UFC?
That's the bloody thing they're trying to ban.
This guy is the best he has ever seen.
Do you hate each other when you fight?
Absolutely not.
How do you know Mark Kirk? Oh, we go way back. But he's a buddy of mine.
Come on, baby. Too much?
Never.
Too much?
No.
Please welcome in his Octagon debut, Mark Kirk!
Winning is the best feeling there is. It's 40,000 people and they're cheering you on. There's no other high like it in the world.
No contract, no money.
No money.
Do you have any stronger pain medication?
Advil?
Advil?
Yeah.
Don, would you like
No.
some? They're handing them out like candy. Let's all get in. Everybody get in. Yeah, Don, can you take this picture for us?
Yeah.
What are you thinking at the beginning of the fight?
It's simple. Am I going to hurt him before he hurts me? I'm sure
This Grand Prix to crown the greatest fighter in the world. He has come back from the brink. Let's see if he can pull out a victory over Mark Coleman. Have you spoken to either about fighting such a good friend for a life-changing amount of money?
I faced it all.
I just need you to let me in.
I took the bull.
Always about you. Only about fighting you.
Let's fucking go. My big strong man, I love you.
Think he wants your autograph.
Sure, no problem. No fighting.
Yeah, that looks good.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, that looks fantastic. I think
that's unusual. It's the first time I've ever seen The Rock act. You know, he's acting, properly acting.
I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
And I think people... here's the thing I know about the world right now. Everyone just flip-flops on whether they like people or hate people all the time. Like, honestly, we will go from going, oh, he's like... completely out of favor to in 3 years from now we'll see Armie Hammer win an Oscar. You know, like that's the world we live in now. No one cares. There are no consequences to anybody's actions. You're only out of the spotlight for a while, and as long as you persist, you know, it'll bounce back. That looks really good. I'm actually quite excited about that. Can I tell you what else I'm really excited about?
The fake eyebrows.
No, it's actually another movie trailer that I'm excited about, which is I've realized is my Fast and the Furious franchise, and because it is a ridiculous movie franchise, but it is one of those ones that if they announced they were going to make 10 of them, I would be like, absolutely.
Ballerina, the John Wick spin-off. They've done like a
I'm excited about that, but
Keanu's back.
No, I think I would consider that to be more highbrow than the movie than the movie franchise that I am talking about, or at least more grounded.
How many have they made?
This will be the third one.
I know what it is. I know what it is because
you know what it is,
like,
mate.
fans of the show have been talking about this
What?
already.
What is it?
Now you see me. Now
I've
you don't.
I've never seen any of them.
Yeah.
I mean, ironically, I've never seen them.
So a group of magicians, the Four Horsemen. In the original movie, Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Isla Fisher, and Dave Franco are the Four Horsemen. And they are a group of magicians that in the first one, so Morgan Freeman's in it and Mark Ruffalo's in it. And there's a whole, anyway, but the whole premise is that these magicians can also kind of like solve crimes or help like heists or et cetera, et cetera. And they become more and more ridiculous as the movies go on. And I love these movies so much. I'm so obsessed with them.
Ironically or like genuinely?
No, they're fun. They're really like Jesse Eisenberg says it's his favorite character to play.
Right.
And I think it's because it's the one that's most like Jesse Eisenberg in real life. But they're ridiculous, but ridiculous in that Fast and the Furious way where you're like, weren't you street racers and now you're international crime?
Espionage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this next one's kind of next generation. There's a whole bunch of, because the horsemen have disappeared, and then there's a next generation of horsemen who are pretending, like, kind of doing tributes to the horsemen, but then the original horsemen have to come back. I am so into this.
Am I imagining it, or was there an implication in the first one that they actually could do magic for real?
So there is so at the start,
which is crazy,
there's a secret magical organization.
Yeah.
And so somebody is behind it who's like trying to get them to pull off these jobs because they're all essentially heist jobs in the name of taking down this guy who, like, so say for example, it'll be like, we've drained the bank account of this guy who runs this insurance company that ripped off all these people. And like everyone in the audience tonight is one of those people who got ripped off by the insurance company and all the money's going into that sort of thing, right? So
Robin Hood
style magicians.
Yeah.
But also the premise that these four horsemen are like the Beatles, like worldwide famous.
Everyone loves them.
Who's
your favourite
if
horseman?
If announced that they're going to do a special gig, people like flock from everywhere.
And one of them's a woman, so, don't worry about it.
And in the second one, she's a different woman because Isla Fisher didn't come back for the second one.
who'd they get?
Lizzie Kaplan.
Oh, yeah, she's good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like, fantastic in the second film. Isla Fisher's back for the third film.
Oh.
In the trailer, Charlie, no Lizzie Kaplan. Here's what I guarantee you with all my life. In that movie, Lizzie Kaplan is absolutely going to appear in that movie. There's no doubt. They have kept, like, at least
Hang on, so
something.
who's the cast again?
You want to watch the
Eisenberg
trailer? You want to watch the trailer of the
For the
one?
new one?
3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you watch it?
Can we watch the trailer for the first one first?
yeah,
just
yeah,
so
we
we
can
can
do
set the scene
This is
for
going to be
Charlie.
a very short YouTube episode
Yeah.
because I won't be able to play any of this on YouTube, will I? I'll
Well,
have
that's
to,
okay. But people can
Oh,
go.
can skip
you
it.
might be able to. You might be able to.
Okay, all right, fair
But
use.
also, people could
look it up themselves.
look it up
We'll put the
themselves
link in
if
the
we- yeah.
episode notes.
Exactly. But yeah, the first one will just give us a scene set for what the movie is.
Okay.
And then, so Jesse Eisenberg's character, just while Mike is looking for this, here we go. This is
the first one.
Come in close, because the more you think you see, the easier it'll be to fool you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
For our final trick.
we are going to rob a bank.
On the count of 3, you will be teleported through space and time to your bank in Paris. 1, 2,
3. Everyone in this room was a victim of hard times.
Some of you lost your homes, your cars.
And so tonight,
We're going to return some of that money back to you.
thank you, everyone.
Can you explain to me how you went from Las Vegas to Paris in 3 seconds?
So Mark
What do the kids
Ruffalo
call
is
it
the
these
cop
days?
after
Oh,
them.
magic.
First rule of magic, always be the smartest guy in the room.
Your bank was the distraction.
Morgan Freeman, the
while they
narrator,
set
of
up
course.
the real trick.
Expose them now and destroy them.
Michael Caine, being Michael Caine.
Hang on. I got nothing.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the delay.
Whatever this grand trick is, it was designed a long time ago. And I believe that what's about to follow is really going to amaze. Look closer.
Now,
because the closer you think you are, the less you'll actually see.
I mean, I got to be honest. That looks like straight up dog shit.
yeah, and of course it does. And it is so good.
Okay.
Like, I mean, not good in a, like, this is one of the greatest movies of all time. Good in a, this is a ridiculous conceit, but then is like just a brilliant heist movie. You get all the joy of everybody, like, acting their asses off. Now, I do have a slight complaint, which is the second one should have been called Now You Don't.
Yeah.
I would have gone with Now You See Me, Now You Don't. And this one I would have called Now You Three Me. But, however, this one is called Now You See Me.
Wouldn't it be now you
Don't.
see 3? Now you see 3. Now you see me.
Now you three me.
I would have
gone with Now You Three Me, but either is okay. So
Now you see 3, the 3 film.
Now in the second one,
Yeah.
Isla Fisher's like moved on. She's gone on. So Lizzie Kaplan's in. She gets tagged in. Heightens like basically what's happened in the first one.
Yeah.
But at the end of the first one, there is a reveal that there is this sort of magical organization that have been at least somehow like, you know, manipulating things behind it, and there might be real magic involved in that. And so it's never kind of, you don't see real magic happen in these. These are all tricks.
Do they explain each trick or not? Each meant to
Yes,
accept.
but some of them are like, you're like, there is a thing in the second one where they're robbing a key card size thing from a computer that has to be, and there's like a scene that is one of the most ridiculous things you've ever seen, where they're flicking it from person to person because they're being each of them is being patted down, and so they're flicking this card under the thing where there's absolutely like bouncing it off the floor into someone's sleeve.
I remember doing something.
So technically, you could do something like that, but you could not do what they're doing.
I recall doing something similar walking into the big day out one year.
Yeah, no, it's got that sort of
flicking stuff out of my pockets,
but it's real. Yeah, but you weren't flicking them into the pocket of someone over there who was in your gang, who was then putting it down their back, and someone was tapping their back. And but yeah, so ridiculous, but hilariously ridiculous, and the performances are like, and it's one of those always oh, this person isn't who you think they are, and there's a twist on this person, and something else is happening behind the scenes. Hilarious, brilliant. This third one, yeah. So Next Generation.
Okay.
Well, the tree bit,
Yeah.
that's just burnt into my mind. The tree bit.
So hang on, which one are you talking? Oh,
I don't know which one it's from. I think it's the first one. But there's a bit with the tree. You don't know the bit I'm talking about?
explain to me what you're talking about.
I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but the trick is that he put there's a card in a tree.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry. Yes, no, you're absolutely right. Yes. Yeah, that
what
one.
the fuck is going on?
No. Now that I understand what Mike's talking about, it's one of these things where particularly for the first one to work, many of the things that are put in place have been put in place decades ago and are working perfectly in this moment as they were imagined 40 years previously.
Okay.
Like there is some real
stretches of logic.
Oh, I mean, it's all stretches of logic, but just close enough to being based on something real that it's fun. It's a superhero movie, but with like
magicians,
right. Basically. And now you see me, Colin. Now you don't.
Magic. Everything that disappears reappears. Woo! It is very good to be back.
Come up, you're gonna be our helper.
Okay. Disappear in 3, 2, 1.
J. Daniel Atlas in the house. Who wants to see a magic trick? I think we would have made the Horsemen proud. My Atlas was spot on.
Really? I'll be the judge of that. According to that card, for some reason, I need you.
Why not the other Horsemen?
The other Horsemen are dead.
Oh my God, what?
No. They're like dead to me. Things got too real for them. They gave up. Stop interrupting. I'm talking about a trick that is bigger and better than anything you have ever seen. It's now or never.
What's the trick?
The Heart Diamond. It's the most valuable jewel in history.
But what makes this diamond so special?
Because a magical tarot card told us.
For decades, the Vanderbergs have been selling diamonds to warlords, arms dealers, traffickers to help launder their money.
Robin Hood.
If you want to stop the devil, don't cut off her hands. You lift her wallet.
Open sesame.
Still safe with me.
Relax. Diamonds are forever.
Stop him!
Jack, what are you doing here?
Saving your ass.
He's back.
Henry Reed.
Fanboy later.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I don't know you.
Let's go.
My Horsemen.
Oh my God. Morgan
We're
Freeman's
brought
back.
together for a reason.
Get me kicked in.
Bring down 2 generations of criminals with a single sleight of hand.
8 magicians against a worldwide criminal network. I like our chances.
Want to see a magic trick?
That is. You enjoying the show?
Shall we get on with it?
Hey guys, dead end.
Open sesame.
Way to represent, Merritt.
Worth a try, was it? Never know.
I think you do know.
Mate, they could make 23 of those movies. Now you 23 me, I want to see, because they are the most entertaining movies in the world.
Wow, that looked terrible.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to say I'm not even saying it's not terrible, but it's amazing. like the Fast and the Furious. It's the only thing I can just explain is the same.
I get
that
total Fast and Furious vibes from it, and I'm not a big fan of the Fast and Furious. So.
Do you like a heist?
Not really.
Yeah, okay. Well, I like.
I do.
I like magic and a heist, and also I love just like
you hate space and what's the other thing?
Space underwater.
Underwater, yeah.
I don't
like boat movies.
I like magic and a heist.
What do I like? I like
a magic and a heist and character actors having fun. These are all things that I very much enjoy, and these movies have them in.
Do you Woody Harrelson? It's such an interesting He just turns up in everything, right? And he seems to just be having a good time.
Yeah.
like all the time.
I
doesn't
mean, he
he
plays a lot of stoners or like stoner adjacent
Although I
characters.
think he quit cannabis. I think he's gone, like he's a big cannabis guy. He used
Yeah,
to be a
but the
big
line in
advocate.
that was like the gummies just kicked in.
All right.
You know, he's still playing. Even he has a lot of muscle memory of what it was like to be a stoner.
But it's just, he's such an interesting actor because he's not really leading man handsome, but he's just, and he started off in like a sitcom, but then sort of became like pseudo kind of action guy in the 90s. And then, I mean, where would you place him? Because he's not, he's a leading man, I guess, but he's also a character actor. It's just such an
He
odd...
can be a leading man, you know, when he...
But really? Not like...
But most of the
not
time what
romantic
he's
lead.
doing is... No, but like he can do drama and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he did True Detective or whatever it
Yeah.
was. He does a lot of entertaining sidekick or whatever these days, though. Like he'll go to in a Hunger Games or whatever, and he'll just...
And there's some weird trivia about his dad, right? Wasn't his dad a hitman? Or...
Well, isn't there also like there was like rumors that him and he thought that him and Matthew McConaughey were related to each other.
Oh.
Yeah, there's all sorts.
Can you just, Mike, search Woody Harrelson's dad? I'm pretty sure he was either a hitman. Maybe I'm getting confused about the JFK because I know that's what Trump used to say about Ted Cruz's dad, that he was involved in the
Oh
the
no,
Kennedy
he wasn't. No, didn't
assassination.
he say that Ted Cruz's dad was the Zodiac killer?
Oh, the Zodiac killer. Sorry.
I mean,
Also, maybe it is Woody Harrelson. There's something to do with Woody Harrelson's dad. Yeah, what do you got, Mike?
Charles Harrison was an American contract killer and organized crime figure who was
There you
convicted of
go.
assassinating federal judge John H. Wood Jr.
He was convicted.
First federal judge, to be assassinated in the 20th century. Charles Harrison was the father of Brett and Woody Harrelson.
Wow.
Does that count as being a nepo baby?
No, it's the
if people
opposite.
hire your son because they're too scared that
I
you'll
mean, I
fucking
guess
kill
so.
them, like.
But I reckon it's I mean, the fact that he's managed to get hired so much despite that is almost the opposite.
Is it
of nepo
despite
baby.
or because of?
I don't think anybody is intentionally getting involved. Are you thinking that
I'm going
there
to
are
hire him because I
people-
don't want his dad coming after me
But his dad's, I imagine,
in jail or
dead. Like I can't imagine that.
I don't know,
he's-
but I mean, when
I
he
can't
started,
imagine his dad's
like,
his agent.
When he went to the audition, if I was Woody Harrelson, when I went in for the Cheers audition,
Yeah.
I'd be like.
But when was his dad like?
His dad died in 2007.
Yeah,
Okay,
so when
but,
he went in
all
for
right,
the
but
audition
when
for
was
Cheers-
he convicted of whatever he was convicted of? Like, was he in prison?
I mean, I'd assume so if he was convicted.
Well, if he was convicted, I assume.
They would say- they
it
said
did say
convicted, yeah,
yeah. So I assume he was in prison then.
Yeah.
If he killed a judge, well, I mean, when did he do it? When did he kill the judge?
Matthew McConaughey is popping up here, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I've just got the wiki up here. In 2023, Matthew McConaughey claimed that he and Woody Harrelson, who have been longtime friends, could potentially be half brothers, implying that Charles Harrelson could also be his father. According to McConaughey, his mother claimed to have known Woody's father around that time that McConaughey was conceived. And the two actors have discussed taking a DNA test to be certain.
You could sort of see it, right? In the
Yeah.
same way that Luke and Chris Hemsworth are related. You can sort of see. It's like, well, one of you got like the good-looking genes.
One of the
Well,
murders
yes.
was in 1968. I think he was in and out of prison.
Don't you think it would
because
make
he
if you're
killed someone else.
if you're a casting agent,
Yeah.
and you're looking at this young 17-year-old Woody Harrelson who's coming in for Cheers or whatever?
I think it'd be the opposite. I think I don't want to get involved.
I don't want to hide this
No,
kid.
exactly. I don't think
Allegations
you
of
think.
Sorry, this story is crazy. Allegations of involvement in the assassination of John F. Kennedy.
I
yeah.
thought there you go.
go.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
All right.
He had
Wow.
an escape attempt from prison in 1995. What a crazy
I mean,
story.
if I was the head of casting at Cheers,
Yeah.
and his dad almost escaped in '95, I'd be giving him the fucking part.
If his dad had been like writing letters going, "I will come and I will kill you," I'll get
My
out.
son's very talented.
Yeah. JFK didn't want to give me a job, and look what happened to him.
Did you see that really awkward? I can't remember what podcast it was on, but Bill Burr and Billy Corgan.
Yes, on Bill Corgan's podcast, I think, wasn't it?
No. It was someone else set it up. It was like, who's the guy? He's the game show host, the bald guy, Howie Mandel.
Oh,
Howie Mandel had
Yeah.
Billy
Corgan.
No, Bill Burr on,
Oh,
and then brought out Billy Corgan as a surprise guest to say, "Hey,"
Oh.
and it did not go down very well at all. I think it's the same dad or something like that. No.
Well, no, I think that there was like because I don't think that they people have said that they look alike.
No,
and that they might
I think
be.
it's legit. I think it's legit that.
No, because I thought after that I read.
Sorry,
that
Mike.
they
Can you look
were-
up another celebrity controversy?
Yeah. I thought I read after that it wasn't legit. that
So
they
why
both-
was Bill Burr getting so? Or was he just angry at?
He was
stunt
angry
of
at
it?
the stunt of it, I believe, and then they had to clarify. Billy Corgan had to clarify that he'd said it occasionally, but it was like
right
a riff or a joke or something.
I thought. What do you got on that?
Yeah.
Billy Corgan, Bill
USA
Burr.
Today article from this year.
Mm.
Bill Burr's latest podcast appearance turned into an unexpected alleged family
Yes.
reunion. Yada yada. My father did once tell me that I had a half brother named Bill who was born around the same time.
Yeah,
Let's
so
see if
Billy
this is real or not.
Corgan's been
cheeky.
I think been a bit cheeky, or at least like kind of throwing it out there, but not really. Like it's just
Believing
because I think people, say that they look alike.
I mean, you and Adam Hills, like that has to be. Are you the same age? Or around the same
I mean,
age?
he's a bit older than me, so yeah, he could
You
be
could
like
be definitely siblings.
Yeah,
Right.
But how does that happen? Because my dad's never left
left
Anderson's Road, so
And no one's ever visited Hayfield.
No, no one feels like I can rule it out pretty quickly.
I wonder who I could be related to. Who's the celebrity you think that who could be a sibling of mine?
Chris Scott, the AFL coach.
Oh yeah, Chris
Yeah,
Scott.
You get that a lot.
You know what?
It's more the
is
look
alarming
rather than the. But
photos of a young Daryl Summers.
oh,
There is
really?
a little bit of similarity.
Well, that's not alarming. Maybe you could play Daryl Summers in, because they must they must be able to make a Daryl Summers movie.
They probably would, right?
You know what? Could we make how they've made that Saturday Night Live movie?
Saturday night.
Saturday night. Could we make
Hey.
Hey?
Just call it Hey Hey.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And it's like,
Why don't we do a series of Hey related films to Aussie Entertainment? We do the Hey
Hey,
then Hey Dad.
Hey Dad.
Let's not do that one.
Is it time to crack the back?
Yeah, crack that.
Yeah, we're gonna do two, right?
It's have you got the sting ready, Mike? Because I know you do. Yeah. Crack that pack. What do you got for us?
Well,
Will?
we've got so many choices today because we didn't have time to do it last episode. So I want to feel.
Didn't
like,
we say we're going to do a double? We forgot.
Yeah, we said we were going to do a double. Let's do a double next time. We'll
Okay.
just do one this time.
Yeah.
So, do you want to try?
I'm happy for you to pick. I'm going to close my eyes even.
Well, I'm going to give you a bit of a blind choice, and then you
Okay.
can tell me.
Should I lucky dip it?
Oh, there's There's
Okay.
There's two specialist biscuits, just like local cookies.
Mm.
I think one's a muesli, and one's like a different sort of chocolatey sort of thing. But then there are three kind of packaged, more commercially available cookies.
All right.
So one is a brand that I've never seen before.
Oh, let's go with that one.
One is a take on a Australian classic. There's a new Tim Tam
Oh, yeah.
flavor. Do you want to try? Actually, I feel like that.
Okay.
I feel like there's a specialist Tim Tam. They were very cheap at the Coles, which implies to me that
Bad.
people are not buying them.
Okay, what is
Have
it?
you tried the strawberries and cream Tim Tam?
Oh, no.
Okay.
This is very unusual. I don't think I've ever even tried a white Tim Tam.
Well, this is white with strawberry in the middle, strawberries and cream. So, do you want to go? You can go.
Is there any
first.
blurb?
I mean,
It just says, made with 3 irresistible layers.
yeah, the top layer of biscuit, the bottom layer of biscuit, the biscuit in the middle. So there was a lot of them at the Coles, and they were very cheap, kind of in that way that made you feel like nobody has bought one.
I can see why they were cheap. That's not very nice at all. In fact, Tim Tam should be fucking ashamed they've released that under the Tim Tam brand. That is a horribly artificial flavoring with the strawberry.
That is awful.
Chocolate's not good. Biscuit's not good. Everything about that
horrible.
sucks. I can't even finish that.
Oh my God, me neither.
That's awful. That's I'm giving that an F.
You know what? Let's crack another pack.
Yeah, crack another. Hit the sting.
We need to crack another pack.
All right. I need to rinse my mouth out. That's
Oh my
disgusting.
God. Actually, you know what? Let's go to a. Oh my God. That was a pack. Okay,
That was so bad.
This one, hopefully, this is from Kingswood Coffee where I got my coffee this morning.
This is a muesli biscuit.
It's a muesli biscuit. So
Okay.
that one will be a yeah. It does look small batch, but very
I'm
small
a big
batch.
fan of like muesli biscuits.
Yep.
Because I think I'm eating something healthy.
Yep.
Let's see how we go with this one.
So it's got it's got nice crisp on the outside, which I'm liking. Softer in the middle. Feels like it's got lots of muesli and kind of sultanas and bits and pieces in it.
God.
Yeah.
Thank God that was the next one we went to. It's great. It's great. Like one of my favorite biscuits I've mentioned in the show is a good oat and raisin. This has oat and raisin all over it. This is delicious. It's got bits of is that sunflower seed or something in there? To be honest, this is just an oat and raisin with a few more extra seeds and nuts, right?
Yeah, but it's the few more extra seeds and nuts that have really elevated it. I really like that. Yeah. And I don't think it's just because it's come off the back of what should be sent to, where they actually should send these Tim Tams?
To hell.
To prisons to punish prisoners because they are awful. But this muesli one, very nice.
Yeah. Tim Tam, I mean, boy, oh boy, what were they thinking with that? Look, I
sometimes I think that it is because often, when they do this stunt marketing, they want people to try it, but then they want to remind people that the original one is the best, and then you go and buy. So you buy the new one.
It's the new Coke ploy, right? Bring out something inferior to remind people that the original's awesome.
But I think they shouldn't be that bad.
That's awful. That was awful. That's as bad as the Golden Gay Time, any of those cheap knockoff
Oh, yeah, so we
ones.
haven't given them...
no, I gave that an F.
Oh, well, I give that an F as well.
And I reckon,
absolutely. What do you reckon this muesli one, though?
I mean, did we give that one we had in Melbourne, the oat and raisin, was that an A?
That was an A+, I reckon.
All right, so that's an A.
Yeah, I reckon this is an A.
Solid.
As well.
Real good.
Real good.
Kingswood Coffee make a good muesli cookie.
Yeah,
can endorse.
And a generous size.
Yeah, I'm actually eyeing that off. Are we going to split that and eat it once we're done?
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
Great. All right. Okay. Well, I'll encourage everyone just to support us on the Patreon. Everyonerelax.com. I got this wrong. Patreon.com/everyonerelax. Heaps of great bonus content there. If you want to listen to ad-free episodes, you can. Plus, we do full videos of the show that go up there. If you want to wait a month or so, we release them on the normal YouTube channel later. But if you can't wait to see our faces, especially with today's episode, a lot of viewing going on in this one, check out our Patreon. Will, what do you got going on?
I am touring all over the country, comedy.com.au, and you can watch Gruen on ABC iView.
Sounds great. We'll be back again next week with the double. Oh, no, we did the double. Crack that back.
Yeah, that was a double.
That was a double. Forget it. Just a normal crack that
Well,
back.
I mean, we technically have 3 left, so we could do a double again if we wanted. If there's an awful first one,
Okay.
It's good to have a good.
Oh, that's good.
It's good to have a good. It was very handy. That
we need a
one.
palate.
Where I was
We need a
like,
palate
that
cleanser
that
going
helped.
forward. All right. I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Will Anderson.